Good morning, gentlemen. I'm going to today talk to you about the independence of India and Pakistan. First, I shall dwell on Pakistan. Pakistan became independent today on the 14th of August 1947, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the first Governor General. He was a highly egoistic and ambitious man, and perhaps state of Pakistan would not have been created but for his ego. He wanted to be the Prime Minister of India. When he couldn't get that plum posting, he opted for the second option to have a Muslim majority state. At that time, when he took over as the Governor General of Pakistan, he had said Pakistan would be a secular state. And even the national anthem of Pakistan was written then by a Hindu. But Jinnah unfortunately died in 1948 after a short reign. And once he died, there was instability in Pakistan. And Liaquat Ali Khan, the prime minister, was shot dead in 1951 in a public park in Rawalpindi, and then began a total dishevelment, a disaster as far as the Pakistan political system is concerned. One government after another came, and there was no stability. And finally, in 1958, General Ayub Khan, who was then the defense minister as well as the chief of the army, took over the government of Pakistan. That was the day, I do not know what to call it, but I think it was a very bad day for Pakistan. And Pakistan became an army-ruled state, an army dictatorship. But it had this semblance, the trappings of a democratic state. Because the army had a direct rule for, say, about 30 odd years, and the rest of the period the civilians were in charge with the army in the background. But army rule was a disaster in the sense that Pakistan broke up into two in 1971. That means Islam itself was not its unifying force, and language and culture had its own place. The Bengalis broke away, and the Pakistan Army created history in the world by being the first army in the world to have lost half the country after the Second World War. Well, since that time, it was one disaster to another. One of the Pakistani Prime Ministers, Zulfikar Ali, was hanged like a common criminal, ignoring all canons of evidence and justice. Ramsey Clark, the former Attorney General of Pakistan, of America, who attended the trial, found it was a farce. And this farce continued. His daughter, Benazir Bhutto, was blown to smithereens by the terrorists in league with General Musharraf, who himself was sentenced to death and later on reprieved by pressure from the army. But he had to run away to Dubai, and he died there, unsung, unheralded. Where is Pakistan now? I think there is no change. In 2018, the army brought in what they thought was their own blue-eyed boy, Imran Khan, as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. But within 3.5 years, Imran became ambitious. He was removed and at presently lodged in the jail. And it's a sad occurrence that the most popular leader of Pakistan is sitting in jail. And satraps, like Shahbaz Sharif, have been propped up by the self-styled Field Marshal Munir. And the country is trying to move forward with the Prime Minister who has no face, no following, supported only by the bayonets of the army. At that time onward, the political situation has become worse. A few days back, the state of Baluchistan, which had been forcefully captured under Jinnah, when the Nawab of Kalat had ceded to India, has declared independence. The Pakistanis have blocked out all the news about the independence movement, but it is very strong. And the big insurrection is on against Pakistan, led by the BLA, that is the Baluch Liberation Army. It is nothing to be proud of, and I think the Pakistan Army shouldn't be proud of, because they have taken Pakistan to the dregs of Hades. You know, the Hades is the land of death. And that is what happens. There's an agitation all against Kashmir, in Kashmir against the Pakistan army rule, and in the Pakhtunkhwa province, the terrorists from Afghanistan who do not recognize the Durand line are active and bombing away the hell of the Pakistanis. Coming down now in the city, in the mainstream of Pakistan, the Tariq-e-Taliban, a offshoot splinter group of the Taliban of Afghanistan, is fighting, waging a war against the Pakistan state. So you can see where the situation is now. It's an extremely fluid situation and various groups are fighting. And why this happened? This happened because Pakistan tried to run with the terrorists. They began to distinguish between good and bad terrorists. The bad terrorists were those that would attack India, and the good terrorists were those who supported the Pakistan establishment. You can't have this sort of a thing because terrorism is a seamless organization, and the ISI and the Taliban, all these groups are basically the same, and Pakistan is in trouble. Internally, Pakistan is in serious trouble, and this has reflected in the economy. Pakistan is now one of the poorest countries in the world, with an income of about $1,400 annually, which is half that of India. You can just imagine. It's even below Bangladesh, which one time was a colony of Pakistan, known as East Pakistan. So, the birds have come home to roost. The Islamic State, which General Munir used to say would be the Rias Medina, is actually turning out to be something else. It's gone down to the dregs of Hades. The god of death rules there, and the Pakistan people don't know what to do. There's inflation. Petrol sells, I think, at 400 rupees a litre, and it's a terrible situation. But Pakistan then decided to make amends, and that was basically a plan by the Americans. America has never given up on Pakistan, which has been their pet for as good as 60 years. In 1954, Pakistan joined the military alliances of the United States against the communists, and it has reaped dividends because of that. And now, on the international level, Pakistan is backed by the United States and also China. So that, I would say, is a diplomatic feat for them, which they have achieved. And they have, of course, the sympathies of Saudi Arabia, which gives them billions of dollars. And I think the Saudis will soon realize that this has been one of the biggest blunders which they have committed, to have committed so many billions of dollars to Pakistan, and Pakistan done nothing for them. They thought the Pakistan army will fight in Yemen against the Houthis. They haven't done it, though many Pakistanis have been killed by the Houthis. And Saudi Arabia by itself is in trouble. I don't know whether Saudi Arabia dynasty realizes that it's on a precipice, and probably that's why they are banking on Pakistan to pull their chestnuts out of the fire. But ये इतना आसान काम नहीं है. It's not going to be something so easy that they will do it. And now, on the 79th anniversary of Pakistan's independence, two things struck out. Total instability at home, Pakistan's government in running around here and there, and portents of a division of Pakistan looming hard. But outside they have the support of the United States, which is scared of India, the rise of India. And the American president, Donald Trump, has been defeated. He's lost the war in Iran, though he's wreaked tremendous retribution on the Iranians, but the net result is, so he's trying to get over the defeat in Iran by trying to get together the Muslim alliance, So he's formed two alliances. One is the Jeddah Pact, which is between Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan, and then there's a naval alliance of 14 nations to guard the two choke points, the Hormuz Strait, as well as the Gulf of Aden. So, gentlemen, Pakistan is on the horns of a dilemma. They don't know what to do. Though they have the support of the United States, but the USA is known to be a maverick country, and once Donald Trump goes in the Dems or somebody else comes in, I think Pakistan is going to face what is known as the grapes of wrath. So, on the 79th independence, I have to just this much say to my listeners: Pakistan's economy in ruins, the country in ruins, one of the poorest in the world, at the same time, like the frog trying to become the lion, being supported by the United States and setting up all sorts of military alliances which have got no relevance. Absolutely, I've discussed those alliances separately, and it's a sad occurrence that a state which Jinnah thought would be secular has turned out to be one of the most sectarian states in the world, with more than 100 people on death row for blasphemy. Extremely silly. Goodbye, gentlemen. I hope you like my video. Please share it with your friends and come up again. Goodbye. Take